Second. Do a short key count before we begin. Ayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Yashoda Nandana Vraja Janana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Gurudev Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo Shri Radha Madhava Vrinda ki jai, Panchatattva ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, we are reading today from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 22. Text 140 onwards. Kama Tyaji Krishna Bhaje Shastra Agyamani Deva Rishi Pitradi Kera Kabuna Hirini. Kama Tyaji Krishna Bhaje Shastra Agyamani Deva Rishi Pitradi Kera Kabuna Hirini. Kama Tyaji Krishna Bhaje Shastra Agyamani Deva Rishi Pitradi Kera Kabuna Hirini. So who would like to repeat? Devotees? Anyone can like to read the verses? Hi Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, please, Madhuri.
Kama tyagi Krishna bhaje shastra agnamani deva rishi pitra dikera kabuna hirani.
Okay. Next, anyone?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, please, Madhuri.
Kama tyaji Krishna bhaje shastra agnamani deva rishi pitra dikera kabuna herani.
Jai Hari Bol. Thank you. Anyone else? One more?
Kama tyaji Krishna bhaje shastra ashramani deva rishi pitra dikera kabuna herani. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. One Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Kama tyagi Krishna bhaje shastra agya mani deva rishi pitra dikera kahuna herani.
Okay, thank you so much, Prabhu. Okay, let's read the translation meaning. Kama, material desires, Tyagi, giving up. Krishna, Lord Krishna, Bhaje worships, Shastra Agnya, the direction of the revealed scriptures, Mani, accepting, Deva, demigods, Rishi, great sages, Pitra Adi Kera, of the forefathers, and so on. Kabu, at any time, Nahe, not. Rini, a debtor. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. If a person gives up all material desires and completely engages in the transcendental loving service of Krishna, as enjoined in the revealed scriptures, is never indebted to the demigod sages or forefathers. Very interesting verse. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam bhangum langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramanandamadhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavari Ashatare Shatarine Vacha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyev cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Ananta. Okay. I'll read the translation again. If a person gives up all material desires and completely engages in the transcendental loving service of Krishna, as enjoined in the revealed scriptures, he is never indebted to the demigods, sages, or forefathers. Basically, when we take birth in this world, we are indebted to so many people. So as per scriptures, we are indebted to the devas, we are indebted to the sages, we are indebted to the forefathers. Of course, we are indebted to the family. We have taken birth, the parents, and to Mother Earth and many others. But here it is mentioned that if someone has completely taken shelter of the Lord, completely absorbed in the service of the Supreme Lord, then even if that person is not able to do his duties towards the sages and rishis, towards the forefathers, because for the Pitrus, one has to give pindadan. That is why a child is called in the Sanskrit as putra or putri. Put is a hell, and tra means who is a hell, and tra means to deliver. Your son is is one who actually delivers their parents from this hell, from this hellish condition. That is why he is called a putra or a putri. So they actually, they have to offer when someone in the family has departed, then the child, the son or especially the son in the family is supposed to offer pindadana for the departed soul. So in that way, the departed soul actually goes. Suppose already the soul, say the soul is suffering in a hellish condition by the, Shraddha, they call it Shraddha, the final, not the final, it's the rituals which is done for the well-being of the departed soul that actually benefits the departed soul. So even if he is in a hellish condition, he will be promoted, to a heavenly, planets, or, he will go further. He will make a progress. He will be freed from the sufferings, basically. So that is why, there are many, many rituals mentioned in the scriptures. But here, a point is mentioned that if someone takes up to the process of Krishna consciousness sincerely and is giving this wholeheartedly, he is, having the faith and surrenders to the Supreme Lord, then even if suppose he is not able to do his due duties for all these personalities, still what happens is that, he is not kind of committing any sinful things, because generally if someone is not doing their particular duty, then he reaps the reactions for not carrying forward his duty. But in the case of someone who is taken up devotional service completely in his life, then that person is not obligated. He's not obligated by any of this external duties. But we need to understand one thing is that, scripture says that now I have taken up the process of Krishna consciousness, so I don't have to do anything. It's not like that. We need to take proper direction in this case. Are we actually completely surrendered souls? First point. Second thing is that it is not that we are indifferent. We need to do the part which is supposed to do. We don't have to go to the extremes of giving up everything and not doing anything. Not to the extreme that follow every single ritual what is mentioned. Because we are sadhakas, we are practitioners. We are not in the platform of pure bhakti. So we need to do certain things which we should take direction from the person who is expert in their practice. And we need to take what is to be followed and then take up Krishna consciousness sincerely and go deep. And once we evolve ourselves in Krishna consciousness, then the secondary things doesn't matter, but not in a immature stage we give up. So we need to understand this translation in the right context, because sometimes what one does is that we read this translation, we think that, okay, I've taken up the process of Krishna consciousness, I don't care about anything. That is an immature understanding. Second thing is, or the other way is, I will still do everything because, that means it shows that, one has no faith. One has no deep faith in Krishna consciousness. So we need to take this in a proper context. So let me move to the next one, so we will understand gradually what are the different stages of bhakti. Yeah, see here. If one gives up all material desires and completely engages in the loving service of the lotus feet of Krishna, Mukunda, as enjoined in the scriptures, is never indebted to, you can see the list here, to the devas, sages, ordinary living beings, relatives, friends, mankind, or even his forefathers. This is mentioned by one of the very famous rishi called Kara Bhajana Rishi in Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, 5th chapter, 41st verse. When you get time, you can go and read the purport of this particular verse. So because we have taken birth in this world, we are indebted to all these people, whether we know this or not, but we can learn this now. We are indebted to everybody in this world, actually. For all the living entities also we are indebted. We are indebted to the relatives. In some form or other, we have received some help, or bodily we are connected. So there is some obligation towards the relatives. There is obligation towards our friends, obligation for our forefathers. A person who has is a pure devotee who has taken up the consciousness, for that person is free from all these debts. Otherwise, we are indebted to all these personalities. Okay, but it is a good news. We have taken up the process. A devotee who gives up all the regulative principles of Varnashrama and worships to the lotus feet of Krishna naturally has no tendency to commit sin. If, however, he accidentally becomes involved in a sinful activity, Krishna purifies him and he does not have to undergo atonement. Prayachita. 11th canto, 5th chapter, 42 verse. See, the beauty of the process of Krishna consciousness is that it actually purifies us and transforms us. And it frees us from many of the obligations. That is a good news. And even if someone has taken up the process of Krishna consciousness and accidentally, because of the condition, because we are all conditioned soul. We call ourselves conditioned soul. Why? We are conditioned by Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna. That is goodness, passion, and ignorance. But generally, we are conditioned by Rajo Guna and Tamo Guna. Rajo Guna means I want to control everything. In the family, I want to be the controller. Or, in a place where we work, we want to be the controllers. We want to, make sure that I am given all the attention and importance. These are all Rajoguna, passion, driven by passion. Fame, name, glory, name, fame, glory. The sense of accomplishment, if that is not coming, or if someone is not appreciating us for something, we get very dejected. These are all mode of passion, and driven by mode of ignorance, laziness, procrastination, indolence. All this is symptoms of tamoguna. So basically, we see that if we analyze ourselves, majority, in this Kali Yuga, at this point of time, we see that we are mostly, kind of driven by passion and ignorance. Sattva has got a very less space, and what happens is that that's why, but the process of Krishna consciousness is so wonderful, and Srila Prabhupada, as he mentions, that it helps us to uplift us from the platform of Tamoguna and Rajoguna and places us in the mode of goodness. Because from goodness, we can step up to the desired goal, which is being in the pure goodness. So if someone is following the process, in a conditioned state, it is natural that we make an error, right? To err is human. So even if someone falls down, Krishna purifies that person and uplifts. We know the very famous Ajamila story, right? Ajamila was such a pious Brahmana family, and he was doing all the rituals very nicely. And very nicely he was worshipping the deities, everything he was doing. But just to one time, he saw a scene which is not to be seen. That is a man and a woman engaging in an illicit relationship. And just by seeing that, his mind got contaminated. And it got contaminated to such a degree that this Ajamila could not forget that woman. And she was a, society woman. And he was just remembering her all the time. Not only that, she married her. He deserted his own family and married her. And to make her happy, he became he looted and he committed so many crimes and fell down from the path of spiritual life. And he had so many children. And as we know, the story goes, at the age of 80, around that age, he had a son by that woman. But somehow accidentally he named him as Narayana. And at the time of death, he called, the Yamadutas came, and he was so scared, and he called out of affection for his son, not in the remembrance of the Lord, but he called out the name of Narayana, and he could see that he was protected by the Vishnu Dutas, came to the scene, and they drove this Yamadutas and gave Ajamila a second chance. There is a book called A Second Chance written by Srila Prabhupada. And that book is completely about this Ajamila story and the lessons that we can learn from this story. So we see that how powerful it is, this process of Krishna consciousness. Even we do little bit, it is not a waste. Even though we are not making a great progress, still we don't have to feel frustrated, because this path of Krishna consciousness, even a swalpam apiyasya dharmasya, a little bit we do, Krishna promises that it is never wasted. Rather, you are, that is eternally in our spiritual bank account. And then, we again, that person comes back, to the normal, this thing, and pursues his Krishna consciousness. So this path is, even an accidental fall down, Krishna purifies that person. And he don't have to, go through all that thing and come back, because he can continue from where he left. Not from 0, but if he has done 5%, he will continue from 6%. So that is the advantage of Krishna consciousness. So how wonderful is this process of devotional service, isn't it? So let's see. Obligations that don't apply for a devotee. For one who is fully engaged in Bhakti Yoga with mind fixed in Krishna, indeed good qualities such as non-violence, control of mind and senses automatically accompany a devotee of Krishna. And it is not astonishing to see such qualities in him. Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 20th chapter, 31st verse. Mrigari example from Skanda Purana. You know the Mrigari, right? A bad person becomes a good person. Mrigari was a hunter. He was killing the animals, half dead, half alive. And he would derive such a pleasure when he sees the suffering of other living entities. Generally, we should see, when someone is suffering, we should feel disheartened. That is the quality of a devotee. Para dukkha dukhi. Who is a Vaishnava is the one, when he sees someone is suffering, his heart melts. That person is a true Vaishnava. Para dukkha dukhi. But the opposite is para dukkha sukhi. In the material world, we see if someone is unhappy, one becomes very happy. Okay, let all the people suffer. If I am happy, I am happy. That is kind of a very bad mentality. The current world, we see that kind of tendencies more in Kali Yuga. But what is mentioned here is that if one takes to the process of Krishna consciousness, it's so powerful. He don't have to think, okay, I should become very tolerant, I should become impatient. He don't have to even, look for those qualities. The good qualities naturally develop if one sincerely practices Krishna consciousness. And the example given is Mrigari, the hunter. He was killing half alive, half dead animals. What happened to him? After he seeing Narada Muni, and he started chanting the holy name, he became a great saint. And what did he do? When Narada Muni saw him, he was jumping and coming. And he was jumping, in a very haphazard manner. And when Narada Muni asked, why you are going zigzag and coming like this? He said that, there are so many ants on the path. And I don't want to, stamp on them. So just imagine someone who was killing, who was a hunter, and his occupation was just killing and making a livelihood. And that person, even for a very little insect, animal, he was so concerned that he should not cause any pain. So how it happened, how all this happened? By the process of Bhakti Yoga. So that is why it is so powerful. So when we also take up this Krishna consciousness sincerely, we will develop that natural compassion for others. That's why pure devotees, we are practitioners, right? So we have not taken Krishna consciousness fully. We are in the process. We still have so many contaminations. That's why, according to the degree we have progressed, that degree we have developed a compassion. That degree we have developed some good qualities. But if we develop more and if we progress more and more and more, we see our compassion increases, the quality of tolerance increases, the quality of patience increases, everything increases. And we all want to develop good qualities. So this is the only way is to advance in Krishna consciousness. The more and more we advance, the more and more wonderful qualities will manifest. This is a shortcut, not that I have to separately endeavor for each and every quality. That won't work.
Prabhu, will I able to operate?
Yes. So that is the
Everyone.
Maybe,
Yeah.
okay.
okay.
Yeah, you can do, Prabhu. It's easy.
So then what is Ragatmika Bhakti? So Ragatmika Bhakti is the incomparable spontaneous devotional service to Lord Krishna rendered by the Vrajavasis who are attached to Krishna. Okay. We were seeing about Sadhana Bhakti, right? Why the Sadhana Bhakti? Sadhana Bhakti, we were reading Sadhana Bhakti in an earlier chapter. Sadhana Bhakti means a Bhakti which is not spontaneous, but which will gradually arise by practicing the rules and regulation. So we fall under that category because our devotion is not spontaneous. Generally, the people, conditioned soul, don't have spontaneous devotion for Krishna. We have to remind ourselves, oh, I have to chant today. I have to get up in the morning. And getting up in the morning is always a challenge. We don't want to get up. But we push ourselves, okay, I have to get up because, Prabhupada mentions it's good. We will progress in devotional life. It is pleasing to him. Okay, something we say and we push ourselves and get up. Okay, I have to do japa. We may have little taste that's different, but still we have to constantly remind ourselves, oh, I have to read Prabhupada books. Today I didn't read, it is mentioned by all the, devotees. Devotees always give a class saying that every day I should read books. We have to keep on reminding ourselves. This shows we are conditioned, we are in the platform of sadhana bhakti. Ragatmika bhakti people don't need any reminders. That's why the example for Ragatmika bhakti are the Brajavasis. Radharani, Gopis, Gopas, nobody needs to remind them. They are totally absorbed in Krishna consciousness. All the time they are only thinking of Krishna. Right? When they look at a tree, when Radharani sees the tree, she only remembers Krishna. The Gopis and Gopas, whatever they see Krishna in that. So that is Ragatmika Bhakti. A very higher level of spontaneous, just the heart is, overflowing with that love. That is Ragatmika Bhakti. Natural attachment for Krishna. That is pure devotees of Krishna. Pure devotees of Krishna are in that class, especially the Brajavasis are in that class, Ragatmika Bhakti. Okay, what is Raga and what is Bhakti? The definition. Raga, the very word Raga means attachment. Raga means a natural inclination for the beloved object Krishna with a spontaneous and deep transcendental attachment and absorption in his thought. They are all the time thinking about that person. All the time thinking. You see the Gopas, Gopis and Brajavasis, they're all the time. Oh, whenever they see anything, oh, this is very dear to Krishna. Oh, Krishna would be doing this at this particular time. Completely absorbed. Raga, the very word Raga means attachment. Bhakti, a devotional service rendered with that attachment is called, with that spontaneous attachment is called Ragatmika Bhakti. So now we know what is Ragatmika Bhakti. Okay. In that, characteristics of Ragatmika Bhakti. What is the characteristics? Let's see. Oh, sorry. Swarupa Lakshana and Tataksha Lakshana. Swarupa Lakshana means deep attachment to Krishna, and Tataksha Lakshana is marginal, which is absorption in thought of Krishna. These are the characteristics of the spontaneous love raga. They have such a deep attachment, for the Lord in their heart, completely. So because of that attachment, what happens is they are completely absorbed in thought of Krishna. Even when they don't do anything also, they are fully thinking of Krishna. And when they are doing, they do with that full love, full attachment. So that is characteristics of Ragatmika Bhakti. And Ragatmika and Raganuga. What is that? Okay, let's see. Devotional service with deep attachment, Ragamai, is called Ragatmika. Okay. A fortunate devotee covers such a position and follows in the footsteps of Rajavasis without caring for the injunctions of Shastras. This is a way of spontaneous love. See, Raga Nuga. Anuga, Abdi means follower, something we follow. So Raga Nuga means Raganuga Bhakti means devotees who follow the footsteps of the Brajavasis who have so that it's called Raganuga Bhakti. Okay, so Raganuga means the followers, one who follows the footsteps of Brajavasis. Does devotional service in the following the footsteps of Brajavasis are called Raganuga Bhaktas or Raganuga Bhakti. Two process of Raganuga Bhakti is external and internal. What is that? A self-realized devotee externally remains like a neophyte and executes all the Shastric injunction, especially on hearing and chanting. But within his mind, in his original purified self-realized position, he serves Krishna in Vrindavana in this particular way 24 hours a day. This is pure devotees, or a self-realized devotee. Self-realized devotee means who knows he's a soul, part and parcel of Krishna, and he knows his connection, his relationship with Krishna. So externally, how he is there, he's so humble. He looks like some ordinary personality. He doesn't even, look like a very great exalted personalities. But he follows everything. Externally, he follows all the rules and regulations, and he doesn't say that, oh, I am a pure devotee, so I don't care following any of the Shastric injunctions. It's not like that. Externally, you see, he follows, like Srila Prabhupada. He followed everything. But internally completely absorbed in the Krishna. They are following the rules and regulation, not that, okay, I should purify myself and gradually become Krishna consciousness. No, they follow because they respect the Vedic injunction. The difference between the conditioned soul who is following the sadhana bhakti and the pure devotee who is in a Raganuga bhakti, the difference is that we also follow rules and regulations. We are also trying to follow, the rules and regulations. The pure devotee is also following rules and regulations. What is the difference? The pure devotee follows rules and regulations because he want to respect the Shastric injunction, because Shastra is considered like a mother. And certain things are given by, if a great person doesn't follow, then it will actually make a mess in the society, and so that's why whatever a great man does, common men follow. Yat yat acharati shesha tat tat eva tarojana. What a great man does, common men follow. The Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna says, Janaka Maharaj, all these great personalities, they set an example so that the others follow. So for that reason, they follow. But they naturally have all the love. Rules and regulations have no having any impact on their bhakti. It is spontaneous. But whereas in our case, we follow rules and regulations because only by doing so, one day we can develop spontaneous devotion. So this is the difference. Okay. And then a Raganuga Bhakta follows the activities of a particular associate of Krishna in Vrindavana. He executes service externally as a regulative devotee as well as internally from his self-realized position. So these pure devotees, if you see, they know their relationship with Krishna, and they follow a particular associate of Krishna. In a Krishna Leela, they may have a role model or some particular personality, and they follow the mood and activities of that particular person. Like they, because their level is different. They know their spiritual position. So as a gopi, as a manjari, we cannot imitate. That's why we should not imitate. But a pure devotee knows, okay, I'm so and so. You see, all our the associates of Mahaprabhu, externally they were following rules and regulations, but actually they were all manjaris and gopis in the spiritual world. So they know their position. They may follow the one particular gopi, because and they follow that. But we can't just think, okay, you see, I like in the Ashta Sakis, Champakalata, I like Sudevi. Okay, now whatever Sudevi does, I will follow, imitate that in the material world. That is actually immaturity. That is a Sagajiya mood. We don't do that. And we should not do that because we will fall down. Few devotees, because they are in that platform and they know their spiritual position, they are free from all material desires. But we are conditioned souls. We just follow what our acharyas have given. Srila Prabhupada and the previous acharyas, whatever they have given us the instructions. We don't have to think too much, basically. We just have to follow the instructions, what they have given, very sincerely. And gradually we evolve to that platform when everything will be revealed to us. Prematurely, we don't have to worry about all these things. I was in the spiritual world. What was my role there in the spiritual world? What is my spiritual form? These are all questions not at our level. In our level is, we need to just see how I can really please Prabhupada by following the instructions. How I can wake up early in the morning, how I can chant my 16 rounds very qualitatively, how I can read books on an everyday basis, how I can do devotion service in a proper platform, how I can deal with devotees in a proper mood. These are the questions we need to ask in our level. Then we will elevate to that higher platform of Raganuga Bhakti, where everything will be revealed to us by Krishna. So that is what is the thing given here. So external and internal service. A Raganuga Bhakta should always think of Krishna, choose a very dear devotee of Krishna in Vrindavana, constantly engage in topics about the servitor and his loving relationship with Krishna. Live Vrindavan physically or mentally. So a person who is in that higher platform, what he does, he always thinks of Krishna. That's first point. Then he chooses a dear devotee of Krishna and he thinks about that personality. It could be one of the gopis or the gopas. And he constantly thinks about them, how they render service to Krishna. And he relishes that. And then he follows in their footsteps.
64 people joined.
That is in a very top level of platform of bhakti. Ragamarga. Krishna's devotees were situated in one of the attitudes of Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya, of spontaneous love according to their choice, are considered to be on Ragamarga. The Lord's disk of time never vanquishes such devotees who are attached to Krishna, all obeisances to them. But BRS is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, SP Srimad Bhagavatam. So the references are given here. So that's why you see they are in the different mellows. Dasya Rasa. Some are in the platform of their relationship is in a mood of servitude. We know like Hanumanji is always in the mood of servant to Lord Rama. He relates to the Lord in the mellow of servitude. And some devotees, some pure devotees, relate to the Lord in the mellow of Sakyaras, friendship, like Arjuna. Arjuna always considered Krishna as his friend. He dealt with Krishna as a friend. Vatsalya, we see Mother Yashoda, Devaki, Nanda Maharaj. Their relationship with Krishna in the mellow of parenthood. Vatsalya. Madhurya, the gopis, they relate to Krishna in the mood of conjugal love. So these are all spontaneous love in different mellows, as servitude, in friendship, as parental love, and in conjugal love. So these are all, so we should not imitate. Sometimes, we say, maybe it is jokingly we may say, but oh, Krishna is my child. And we deal Krishna like a child. In a conditioned platform is not very much appreciated. Because we are not in that level, but we are trying to do something. We are do something, even though we are not in that level. So that is not considered correct. We should relate with Krishna as master and a servant. That's what Prabhupada clearly indicated everywhere. In a sadhana bhakti platform, we relate Krishna as the Supreme Lord, as our master, our ever well-wishing master, a loving master. And we are servants, because then we won't commit offense. If we think Krishna as our child in a very immature level, then we will call him in whatever name we want. And then we break the principles, and we think we have so much devotion, and we may commit aparadh, or if we and we think Krishna as a child, oh Krishna, you should know what I am thinking. We start to order Krishna, and that becomes offensive. So that is why in a premature state, we should not consider Krishna as our child, or Krishna as something else and then relate. That won't work. But rather, we should have some awe and reverence, at least some respect. That's why we should treat Krishna as our master, friend. Of course, he's always a master, is our friend eternally. He's our well-wisher, and he's always there to protect us. That is a mood as a servant. I am a very insignificant servant, and Krishna, I have forgotten you in all my lives, and you have given me this life, human form of life, and you have given me all the association of devotees, and you have given me the great acharyas and the Guru Parampara. I'm so deeply indebted to you. Let me treat you and serve you in a proper spirit. And that should be the tendency. And I have committed unlimited offenses, knowingly and unknowingly, even now. But please do forgive me and give me that spiritual intelligence and spiritual strength to serve you. And that apologetic mood should be there. I'm so sorry, my dear Lord. I'm committing the mistake. Please do correct me. That is the mood, of doing service. We are not ordering Krishna, okay, you should know what I am thinking. That is like that becomes a very offensive mentality. That means we are copying. Basically, trying to copy the pure devotees. We cannot copy the pure devotees. We will make mistakes, and it is considered as an aparadh. We should follow the footsteps. That means we take the inspiration and we try to, pray to the Lord. One day, I can also purify all my material desires and this anarthas, and can come to the spontaneous devotion, just like all these great personalities have done. That is the correct vision of bhakti, given by Srila Prabhupada. So that's what is mentioned here. Development of Rati Bhava. If one engages in spontaneous loving service, in Raganuga Bhakti, with that attachment, what happens is that his affection, Preeti, for Krishna's lotus feet gradually increases. In the seed of affection, there is attachment which goes by two names, Rati and Bhava. So when someone with that attachment has got two things. The attachment, when someone serving Krishna with attachment, what happens? He develops so much affection. It grows more and more and more. And then it develops to the stage called Bhava. Bhava means preliminary stage of prema. In the devotional ladder, if you see, we have earlier discussed, the first step is, it's called Shraddha, Adav Shraddha. That is flickering faith. We start with the flickering faith. Then we go to the next stage of Sadhu Sangha. We associate with the devotees. We all can relate this very easily. Because we actually, all of us who are in Krishna consciousness, first time when we got to know any devotees or any association, our faith is not so strong, so much shaky faith. And then we associate with the devotees, and in the devotees association, what we do, bhajana kriya, we start chanting, we start to do different devotional service, hearing, chanting, remembering, serving the Lord, all these different things we do. We accept a spiritual master, and then slowly we see that many of our bad qualities and bad tendencies start to leave. And even if it is not leaving, we are at least aware of it. Oh my God, I have got all these bad things. At least we are aware of. Before we were not even aware of. Before we were thinking we are one of the best devotees, or I am the best person, I am all good, everything is good. But later we realize, at least we come to the platform, oh my God, I have all this, I'm so angry, I am very short-tempered. I don't have any patience. I'm so arrogant, so much rajoguna predominant. I'm very envious. All this at least we are aware of. And then some people, they make advancement that they even give up those qualities. Then what happens? Anartha nivritti. And one comes to the platform of steady faith. This is called nishtha. And in nishtha, he develops ruchi, taste. And from taste he develops goes to the next platform of Ashakti, which is attachment. Then attachment to the next stage is called Bhava, and Bhava, the final stage, is called Prema, which is pure devotion for Krishna. So that is what is mentioned. We slowly attach the attachment, then attachment, the affection increases more and more, and one comes to the platform of Bhava. And the Lord is completely under the control of that person. We see Radharani was in the mood of Mahabhav. Madhavendra Puri, he was in the Mahabhav platform. The Lord got controlled and he stole the kheer for Madhavendra Puri. Kheer Chor Gopinath. The Lord becomes a thief. He's stealing for his devotee. That is, the Lord is completely under the control. You do whatever you want. I am a puppet in your hands. Like Krishna became Damodar, the hands of Mother Yashoda. Completely. Arjuna, he became a chariot driver. That's why this is powerful. The Lord is coming under the control. So, only he comes under control when someone develops that attachment for the Lord. Yes. That is mentioned. Lord Chaitanya. Oh, sorry. Oh. Lord Chaitanya concludes. Beautiful. Whoever is attending this session, they are very blessed. He's concluding the Falashruti, who have heard all this. I describe briefly Abhideya, Sadhana Bhakti, the means by which one can attain loving service to Lord Krishna. Whoever hears this description very soon attains shelter at the lotus of Krishna in love and affection. Krishna Prema Dana. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, every chapter, whoever listens, they get a benefit, they get a blessing, they get a benediction. Just by hearing, one can become very closer to the Lord. One can get that very rare fruit which one is aspiring for. So that is why hearing Chaitanya Charitamrita is so important. And constantly hearing Chaitanya Charitamrita, we can develop affection for Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I'll stop here. So we saw Sadhana Bhakti, we saw today Ragatmika Bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti, and how we as a conditioned soul have to understand that we got this very rare chance to climb up the ladder. How long we will be in the conditioned state, isn't it? We need to really take up this process sincerely and seriously. And we can go to that platform to relish. See all these pure devotees, how much they are relishing. So much love they are relishing. So much reciprocation they are relishing from the Lord. Even in this platform, in a conditioned platform, we do get glimpses of that sweetness, right? We do relish it, isn't it? Krishna gives little droplets. And if these droplets are so sweet and so wonderful, just imagine if we can come to that platform where we can fully drink this nectar. How wonderful it would be. So this is an inspiration for all of us. And we should keep aspiring to come to that platform. And by the mercy of Guru and Gauranga, and by, we can come to that platform soon. That's only possible by our sincere endeavor and the mercy of the Lord. So we'll stop here and let's go to the quiz for today. Hari Bol. Anjani, my Prabhu is ready.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much for wonderful class, Mataji. We'll go for the quiz. So now question 1 starts from here. Mataji, please help me with the slides. Hare Krishna. So question number 1, it's like a Raga Nuga Bhakta should select the odd one out. So during the class, Mataji has mentioned like what Raga Nuga Bhakta should do. So we have to take the wrong one out, yeah. Yeah, so the correct answer is answer number C. It's like roam around the world and maintain Krishna. So that was the wrong answer. I'm facing some issue with laptops. I'm not able to drag here. 1 second.
You could see, Prabhu?
Yeah, Mataji. Is it okay if you can? 1 second, yeah. So the devotees have given the right answer is like, first is Kartik Prabhu, second is Prema Shakti Lakshmi Priya Mataji, third is Yamani Mataji. Hari Bol. Now, question 2, I am going to start, and question number 2 starts from here. What is the concept of raga in relationship to the beloved object Krishna? Yeah, so the correct answer is state deep absorption in the thought of Krishna. And the devotees who have given the right answers are Kartik Prabhu, Jyoti Puttaswamy, and Satya Devi Mataji. Hari Bol. Thank you. Now we'll go ahead for the question number 3 from here. What is Ragatmika Bhakti? So Mataji was mentioning different types of Bhakti, Raganuka and Ragatmika Bhakti. So what is Ragatmika Bhakti here? So four options are there. So the correct answer is the answer C. The spontaneous devotional service rendered by the Brijavasi attached to Krishna. And the devotees who have given the right answer is Kartik Prabhu, Prema Shakti Lakshmi Priya Mataji, and Bhushan Kapani Prabhu. Now question number 4 starts from here.
Bhushan Mataji, sorry, Prabhu.
Yes, Bhushan Kapani Mataji. Yeah. Now question number 4 starts from here. What is Swarup Lakshana? So Mataji has mentioned to that time what is Swarup Lakshana, the specific form or feature of Lord Krishna, deep attachment, the unique quality, and the spiritual. I'll just wait for 10 more seconds. And the right answer is answer number B, the deep attachment to Lord Krishna. And the devotees who have given the right answers are B. Kartik Prabhu, Prema Shakti Lakshmi Priya Mataji, and Satya Devi Mataji. Hari Bol. Now we'll go ahead for the last question and question number 5 starts from here. What is the Tatastha Lakshana? This question, devotees, if they have seen the slides, they can easily answer. And the correct answer is answer V again, the state of constant remembrance and absorption in the thought of Krishna. And the devotees given the right answers are Kushum Modhadrini Mataji, Satya Devi Mataji, and Prema Shakti Lakshmi Priya Mataji. Thank you so much, devotee, for the kind participation. We'll go ahead. Yeah. So yeah, now the time for takeaway. So please explain any key point which you like most and you want to share with the devotees. And today so many wonderful points has started, like Mataji is starting like how a devotee is not obliged to anything, you know, and it's necessary. We are going to pay everything to each and every individual in the universe, but how devotee can avoid those stuff. And then later so many story of Margaris, and then Mataji are explaining about how as a practically we are aspire to follow the Raga Nuga, but as a practically how we can do our like waking up early in the morning, chanting 16 round, following the regulatory principles. So how as practically we can do. So many wonderful points has come up today. And at the end, Mataji explained different kinds of Raga Nuga Bhakti and Ragatmika. So many wonderful points has come today. So if devotee would like to share here so that we can read out and get bliss and take away from the today's class. Yeah. And Mataji was explaining like how the devotees who are very simple and those who are very learned always try to keep themselves humble. So I was remembering the past time which Saunaka Rishi Prabhu has mentioned on that day class, like how a Babaji who was very exalted and he just came and started taking baths. So Prabhu was telling, I was like, I couldn't thought like who is he, and but yeah, then when he later realized he was a great devotee in Vrindavan near to 1 second. So the Kartik Prabhu has mentioned giving up all material desire and engages in transcendental loving service of Krishna, never obliged to anyone like demigod and forefather. Hari Bol Prabhu, thank you so much. Sangeeta Mataji has mentioned if one takes up Krishna consciousness, then one is not indebted to great sages, demigod, friends, relative, and even forefather. Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Sangeeta Mataji. Please quickly, devotees. We are running out of the time. 1 or 2 devotees, if they can share. Azamila story is very nice, and we have learned from the moral of that story. Yeah, second chance. So, like, even you have $1 million of money, you can't get second chance. We have only first chance. Because life is given, but by the mercy of Lord Krishna, Azamila got second chance. So Mataji is explaining. Yeah, very wonderful point. Prema Shakti Lakshmi Priya Mataji has mentioned why a devotee is not obliged to so many things if necessary devoted to Krishna. Characteristics of Ragatmika Bhakti. It is important to see Krishna as a master and we as a servant to avoid committing sins. Thank you so much, Mataji, for putting wonderful points. So I think we have some more things to do. So Mataji, can we go ahead? Devotees.
Yeah,
share?
yes,
So,
yes.
Sangeeta Mataji would like to.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. So now let's read the benefits of hearing Chaitanya Charitamrita. So this is from Madhya Lila, 25th chapter, 270th verse. Ihara prasade paiba Krishna tattvasara sarva shastra siddhantera ihan paiba para. Translation: by understanding the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one can understand the truth about Krishna. By understanding Krishna, one can understand the limit of all knowledge described in various revealed scriptures. Yes, Prabhu.
Very well. Thank you so much, Mataji. Jai. So most awaited awards is coming now. Vinil Prabhu, would you like to go ahead, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, I will.
I'll stop share and he will do it.
Yes, thank you, Mataji.
Yeah.
So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. So, we have, I think it's been more than a month. We started this Gaura Awards. So, every CC class at the end, we have our quiz, and most of the devotees try to attempt these questions. And since last month, we have started to segregate into dharms wise. So, today is the day. It's been 1 month, 2 weeks. So today is the day. We are going to see who's the winner, which dham has taken the lead for the award ceremony. Are you all really excited for today? For Gaura Awards? Or Gaura Night Awards? Yeah. So, who's excited? Just put in the chat, but if you're really excited to see what Gaura Awards is there. I don't think so. Anyone is excited. Yes, Prema Shakti Mataji says. Yes, a few of you are raising hands. So, let's give you the feel of Gaura Awards. So welcome to Gaura Awards for the June edition 2023. So for the first place, this Dham has got 29 Gaura Nakshatras. So can anyone guess in the chat box which Dham is it? So usually we have our drum rolls, but to make it more spiritual this time, we have added, I'm going to say Gauranga, and someone has to say Nityananda, yeah? Any guess?
Anuradha Mataji.
Which Dham?
Dwarakadam, Prabhu.
Dwarakadam. I don't know. So, find out. Guess which Dham is it? First place is going to Dwarakadam by 29 for June edition. And again, for the second place, this Dham has acquired 23 Gaura extras in June. So which Dham is it?
Oh, Ranga.
Any guesses? Please put them in the chat. Yes, what people were saying is Jagannath Dham. Any more guesses? We have two more Dhams remain. Actually, three Dhams remain. Jagannath, Mathura, and Vrindavan Dham. So which Dham by 23 government for the second place? Yes, Shrikant Prabhu is saying Mathura Dham. Let's see. Is it Mathura, Jagannath, or Vrindavan Dham? It's Jagannath Dham. Haribol, 23 government for June edition 2023. And let's move on to the third. Again, let's go. Any guesses? We have two more dams left. Vrindavan Dham and Mathura Dham. Which Dham is third place with 9 government? Yes, Satyamari, Mathura. So without further ado, so break the ice. Let's go.
Haribol. Shall we give three big Haribol to all these different dhams who have got the first, second, and third? Haribol!
Haribol! Haribol!
Also, three big Haribols for Viral. It's so wonderful, isn't it? The Gaura Award presentation. Haribol!
Haribol!
Very nice. Only why material, in the material world only we see different award ceremonies which are like, very glad, done in a very posh way. Why can't we do our spiritual certifications and appreciation also in a very grand way? So he did it very nicely. Wonderful to see that. Okay, so now we'll see the announcements.
And Mataji, parallelly, can we have darshan as well? I mean to say. Aparupa
Darshan.
Mataji will be giving
Okay,
the-
Aparupa Mataji, are you there?
Yeah, yeah. I have requested Mataji. So
Okay, so quickly, I'm just 19th June, that is today, Gundicha Marjana. As we know, Mahaprabhu, he personally cleansed the Gundicha temple, which is considered as Vrindavan. You know, Jagannath, Lord Jagannath goes from Jagannath Puri temple. He goes to the Gundicha temple during Rath Yatra, and he stays there for nearly, I don't know how many days, but nearly 10 days, 9 days, maybe somebody can correct me. And during his stay, so before he comes and stays, the temple is completely cleansed. And Mahaprabhu, he actually brought all his associates and he cleansed the temple. And by that, he actually, giving us this a very important, the importance of devotional service and cleansing our heart. By cleaning the temple, our heart also gets cleansed. So it's a beautiful pastimes of Gundicha Marjana mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. If you want, you can go back to the earlier recordings. We had a session completely on Gundicha Marjana. And 20th June, that is tomorrow, Rath Yatra in Jagannath Puri. Hari 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 Bol. Jai Jagannath Swami ki Jai. Lord Jagannath and Lord Balabhadra and Shubhadra, they come in 3 huge chariots. And you see millions of people gathering in Jagannath Puri for this beautiful festival of pulling Lord Jagannath back to Vrindavan, remembering the pastime of the gopis bringing Lord Jagannath, taking Jagannath back to Vrindavan. Disappearance of Sri Swarup Damodar Goswami, who is an eternal associate of Mahaprabhu, who was there with Mahaprabhu in his final pastimes. And Shivananda Sena is such an amazing personality who actually sponsors every year for all the devotees who are traveling from Jagannath, from Bengal to Jagannath Puri. Nearly 200 devotees, hundreds of devotees actually travel every year to see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And who sponsors their accommodation prasadam? Shivananda Sena. Amazing personality. An amazing associate of Mahaprabhu. Okay, 24th June is a Hera Panchami. Disappearance of Shri Vakreshwar Pandit. Vakreshwar Pandit is a great dancer, an associate of Lord Chaitanya, who non-stop danced for 72 hours. Hera Panchami is a beautiful festival also, in Jagannath Puri, celebrated. I think it's the 5th day or so of Rath Yatra. All these great, auspicious days are coming. And we can also see tomorrow Rath Yatra, there will be live telecast. We can at least take darshan, like that. Okay, can you all see Jagannath there?
Vinil Prabhu, please spotlight Prabhu to Aparupa Mataji.
So Jagannath has temporarily gone to Aparupa Mataji's house for the last few days. We are just back today, after a retreat. So we are also missing Jagannath. He will come back tonight. Thank you for looking after Jagannath very nicely. Aparupa Mataji and Pita Vilas Prabhu. Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Jai Shubhadra. Jai Panchatattva.
So for today's quiz, we have first place we have Jagannath Dham, and we had Karthik Prabhu for today. For Dwaraka Dham, we have Prema Shakti Mataji for the 2nd place. And for the 3rd place, we have Jagannath Dham. Again, we have Satyadevi Mataji.
Haribol!
Haribol!
Haribol! Haribol!
Okay.
So
thank you all for joining today. Thank you all for joining today for the CC session. We will see next week, all of you. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Haribol. Thank you.
Dandavat Pranamam.